Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today is August 1st. Oh my goodness. We have the first of the month challenge. I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes. So with all of that, let's get to crafting. Okay, DIY number one. So I have four of these wood Dollar Tree signs. I'm going to remove the hangers from each one of them, lay them together, and I'm going to connect them using my giant craft sticks. You can get these at Walmart. I think I got these actually from Amazon a couple of years ago and found them in my stash, and I'm going to glue them onto the back of my wood pieces with my wood glue and hot glue. And then I'm going to fill the hanger holes with my spackle, by my lightweight spackle from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to paint the whole thing front and back with Celery by Waverly chalk paint. Then I'm going to take this garden flag from Dollar Tree. This is new this year. I bought it before I cleaned my room, so I didn't buy something new. But I'm going to remove the hanger from it, and then I'm just going to use my scissors to remove that first stitching, or the top stitching there. It was a little too long, and plus I didn't like the stitching going through the words there, or the word. And then I went ahead and cut along that folded line. I did end up having to cut a little bit more on both ends to make it fit this sign. But then I'm just measuring to make sure it is centered. And then I'm going to use my pencil here to make some little hash marks. That way I know where to put my glue. This flag was a little wrinkled and it had those creases, so I'm just using some parchment paper and my heat press to remove some of those wrinkles. Then I'm going to take my Titebond Quick and Thick multi-surface glue. I'm going to brush it all along those boards, or my new sign, for my flag. And once I have the whole thing all covered, I'm just going to lay that flag down, being very careful to make sure I stay within my lines. And then I'm just going to use my hands to smooth it all out and make sure it really gets into that glue. And once I was happy with the way it felt, I am going to take these bamboo sticks. I get these from Amazon. They are in my Amazon store. You might have to scroll down a little bit if you're looking for them, because they've been in there for a while. But I love these things. They are so easy to use to make like a frame. And I'm just using my miter shears here, which are also in my Amazon store, to cut the angles. As you can see, I'm just kind of showing how my process is. Once I had the angles to the right size, I'm just going to take my second piece here and I'm going to mark it with a pencil to cut the next one down. And I did the same on the other sides. Then I'm going to paint all of those pieces with, well, I'm not painting, I'm going to wax them with Waverly Antique Wax. I'm going to just brush it all on and then wipe off the excess with a paper towel. Once those were all dry, I'm going to take my Titebond Quick and Thick multi-surface glue and I'm going to glue this around my flag to make a frame. Once I was done with that, I went ahead and used some clips to clip those down and hold them in place. I did have to use my husband's bigger clips for the sides there. And I let them sit for just a little bit. Then I took some twine and I'm going to glue it to the back, and then I'm going to wrap it around, crossing. So I go down, come up and cross over the first one, and then I cross over the opposite direction on the last strand. So I'm just going to wrap it 3 times, and then I'm just going to cut the piece off that I need and glue it to the back. Then I have these beautiful leaves. I got these last year at Hobby Lobby. They're just gorgeous. And I'm just going to glue them, one on each side of my picture. And then these flowers I got a few weeks ago before I cleaned my craft room again. This is part of my stash now. These flowers from Michael's, they were like $1.99 a pick. And I thought they were really pretty. And I'm just going to add these right there, and then I'm going to add the hanger to the top, and that's all I did with this. By the way, those leaves, they were in the section, not the normal floral section, but the section where you have all the floral picks for the season. So there it is. Oh my goodness, I just think this came out so pretty, and who would know that was a garden flag, right? I hope you like this. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, today is the first of the month, like I said, and this month's theme is Welcome Fall, and I host this every month with my sweet friend Gwen with At Home with Gigi, and this month's guest host is Arya with DIY with Audia. So make sure you check out these wonderful ladies. They are so talented. I'll have links to them in the playlist in my description box below. Okay, so DIY number 2, I have this stencil from Chalk Couture, and it's Fall Most of All is what it's called. It's a new one this year. I'm going to use one of these plaques. I got this at Christmas time. It was $2.49 plus 40% off. They do have them now, but they're the brown ones. I always like to grab several when I go because I like to use them. But I'm going to fuzz my stencil because this is the first time I'm using it. Now, if you're not familiar with Chalk Couture, I am a Chalk Couture designer. I have a link to my page in my description box below. But we always want to fuzz it first. These are self-adhesive, so they're sticky on the back, and fuzzing it will keep it from pulling up any paint or paste when you're done. And you'll have to do it the first time, and I fuzz it about 5 times. And then I'm just laying it in place, and I'm going to use my different chalk paste here to go over this. Now, if this is something that you like and you thought that you would like to try it, we do have a couple of things. You can just go on to my website there to the page and order. Or if you want to try the monthly subscription, which is Club Couture, that is $25.99 a month. You get an exclusive stencil, some paste, and a surface to use. And that's a monthly one. And you have to pay that $25.99 every month for at least 3 months before you can cancel. I always think that's a great way to get started and try it out. Or we also have Perks members, which is $20 a month. You get a $20 product credit every month, and you get 30% off anything you buy. So those are some ways that you can give it a try if you'd like to. If you ever have questions, you can always send me an email with questions. That's usually the best way to ask me the questions. Sometimes in comments I'll respond, but I'm not sure if people are seeing my response. So just send me an email. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. But as you can see here, I started off with my Cabernet color for the words on top. I'm using that Hey Pumpkin to go over the pumpkin. I used, what was the green that I used? Well, I showed it. I don't remember what it was. Ivy, I think, for the peduncle of the pumpkin. And then I'm just using that Cabernet again for the bottom. And then once I'm all done getting it on my silk screen there, then I'm going to pull it off and go wash it off in the sink. You want to try not to get very much water on the back side of it, the sticky side, because that just washes away the adhesive. So then I took the box, one of these little boxes from Dollar Tree, and 2 1-gallon paint sticks, and I painted it. I think this is Starlight Gold by Folk Art. And then once they were dry, I'm taking my Titebond glue and hot glue, and I'm going to glue one of the paint sticks on each side of the back of my little box here. And after I have that all glued on, and as you can see, I didn't paint the bottom of it because we're going to have floral foam there. No one's going to see that. I'm going to take my sign. Oh yeah, I decided I wanted to warm it up a little bit since this is a fall decor. And I'm taking my distressing ink from Tim Holtz. It's a vintage photo, and I distressed around the edges of it. Then I laid it down and marked where it was how far it was gonna go down, so I know where to lay my Titebond and hot glue. Again, the Titebond glue is the permanent hold. The hot glue is immediate, and I'm just going to lay that right down over the glued areas. And then I was going to put some twine around it through the holes before I glued it, and I forgot. So I just took some twine here, measuring the length of it, and then I'm tied knots, and I'm just going to glue it right over each hole to cover those holes so you don't see them. And then I did take some smaller twine, made a small shoelace bow, and then I'm just going to glue that right on top of that. Once I was done with that, I took my floral foam. This came from Martha. Thank you so much, Martha. And I'm going to glue 2 of the pieces right inside of my box. And then I'm going to fill it again with these beautiful leaves that came from Hobby Lobby last year. I'm just trying to make sure that they don't cover my words, and I'm just going to put them in my box, and then I'm going to fill it up with some more of these beautiful flowers from Michael's. And then as you can see, those are kind of high. And so I'm going to add some sunflowers here too. So because they were kind of high and I didn't want them to be that high, I decided to take those flowers, those red ones, out of my box. And they're on some pieces that were longer. So I'm just taking them off of that piece, taking that piece off, and then just taking some of the stem part of that pick and putting them on there, and then putting them back in my box. Then I have some of this ribbon. This came from Hobby Lobby either last year or the year before. I don't know how long I've had it. It's been in my stash, for my fall stash. I'm just going to glue it around. This way it does kind of help disguise the holes on the side of this box. And that's all I did for it. I could have filled the back with some more flowers. If you don't want to have that floral foam, you could do that. But I love how this came out. I just think those colors are so pretty and I love it. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. Well, here we are, the 1st of August. I love you too. He likes my toothpaste. No. Anyways, it's the 1st of August already. Oh my goodness. I am excited. We are starting our fall crafting, and oh man, I am so excited for it. Today is a kind of a cloudy day, so I thought I would come outside and do our little intro and I don't know what you call this middle piece, but it's supposed to be really hot today. It's supposed to be above 100, so I figured I better do this before it starts warming up. And then tomorrow we have a cool down. We're only going to be in the 90s. Who would have thought 90s was a cool down, right? Oh my goodness. But anyways, we have had such a crazy week. I had 2 of our grandkids come from Colorado, and then our other 2 that lived with us, they came over for a few days to spend with them. So we had a house full of kids, and oh, it was crazy, but it was a blessing. It was a joy being able to see them interact, and we all played board games together, and they drove Mimi nuts, but it was a good nuts. So now they are on their way home, and I've got my surgery coming up next week, so I've got one final push to get a couple of videos done, and then I'm going to be showing some compilation videos while I recover. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys continue to watch while I'm gone, so that my channel continues to thrive. Anyways, before we go, if you're new here, I just want to welcome you. My name is Brenda, and this is my sweet Oliver, and we are so glad that you stopped by today. And if you enjoy home decor on a budget, I would love it if you'd hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family. And then for those of you that are here every video, or at least most videos, I appreciate all of you guys so very much, and you mean the world to me, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. So with all of that, let's continue on with the video. Okay, it's a time for a celebration of your recreations, and look at this sweet little box that Kathy made with her little animals. It's very sweet, Kathy. Thank you so much for sharing that. And then we have Gayla. Look at all of her beautiful patriotic projects that she made. I love them all. They are just so pretty. Thank you so much, Gayla, for sharing those. And then we have Sylvia. Look at all of her lovely Christmas and July stuff that she's created. She has been really busy. Thank you, Sylvia. They are wonderful. And if you have something that you've created that you would like me to showcase, you can send pictures to rusticandlacediy@gmail.com or send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, on to DIY number 3. This is our final DIY. I took this jack-o'-lantern pumpkin from Dollar Tree and this smaller pumpkin from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to trace out where I'm going to lay that smaller pumpkin. When I saw these at Dollar Tree, most of you know I don't do Halloween crafts, and I thought, oh man, but I'm like, that is a huge pumpkin, and I think I could do something with it. So I decided to take my Deco Art paint in the color burnt orange, and I'm going to paint around on the outside of that tracing. Now, Deco Art, I used to be able to find it at Hobby Lobby. I believe they no longer carry it. I had to actually go online to decoart.com to order some more of this, because this is my favorite orange for fall, the burnt orange. I just love it, and I had to get some more. But I realized I needed to paint the peduncle, which is the stem of the pumpkin. And so I took a Folk Arts nutmeg to paint that stem, peduncle, whatever. Then I took Waverly chalk paint in the color pumpkin, and I'm going to paint the smaller pumpkin, but I'm going to just paint around the raised areas. I'm not going to paint the actual raised areas. Then I have this paper. I love this paper. Hobby Lobby has this paper. It's one of my favorites, and I'm just using my fingernails to score around those raised areas, and this one sheet of paper covered each raised area. I had enough. I thought I was going to have to use 2, but I only had to use 1. So once I had them all cut out, I'm going to take my Mod Podge. I'm going to cover the raised areas with it, and then I'm going to let it dry. And once my Mod Podge was all dry, I'm going to take the paper and I'm going to put it on each raised area, use my parchment paper to protect that paper, use my heat press to reactivate that Mod Podge so the paper sticks, and that's it. And then I decided, oh my goodness, I guess I better paint this one. So I painted that top one with nutmeg as well. And then I'm going to use Type Bond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue again to glue on the small pumpkin over that face. Now, if you do like Halloween decor, you could always make this a 2-sided. You could paint the inside or the back side of the small pumpkin a different color, black or something, and then you could just turn it around for Halloween. So then I took some more of that paper, and I am tracing out these 1-inch wood letters I got from Amazon. And don't do as I do. Make sure you turn your letters opposite side so that you cut them out correctly. Now, fortunately for me, once I traced it, I only cut out 2. One was a U, so that didn't matter because I could just turn the U around. But the second one was a P, and of course I realized then, oh man, I didn't turn my letters around, so I had to erase it all, retrace it, and then cut them out. So luckily it didn't bother me too bad. But then I took more Mod Podge, went over my letters. I had taped them on the painter's tape to hold them in place, and then again covering them with the paper and using my heat press technique to get all of the paper to adhere to those letters. And once I had them all done, I'm going to take my fan brush and a little bit of Mod Podge and go over the paper just to help protect that paper. And after that was all dry, then I just took my little finger knife and razor blade to trim off any extra paper that was hanging over the edges of the letters. After I was done with that, I am going to use my Type Bond glue to glue all of those letters in place. And then I decided to take some raffia. This I think came from Dollar Tree. You can probably get it from Hobby Lobby, just about anywhere that has fall crafting supplies. I'm just going to make a small bow with it, and after I had my bow the way I liked it, I cut off that really long tail, and then I'm just going to glue it to the small pumpkin's peduncle. And then I added my hanger, and there it is. I absolutely love how this came out. I think it is so pretty. I hope you liked it too. You'll have to let me know in the comment box below. Now the final reveal is coming right up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give me that thumbs up, comment, hype, share. And if you haven't already, subscribe. What are you waiting for? It costs you nothing and it means the world to me. And make sure you guys check out the playlist as well as Gwen and Adia's channels. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. I will be back again Thursday with another new video, and so stay tuned for that. And with all of that, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.